everyone.
What? Hello guys, Chris here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, we're gonna be testing this beast of a laptop. Remember this one? This is the one with the HD 7970M. Can you open up, please? Thank you. Oh boy, it's so heavy and big and thick. So I actually tested this a year ago or so in the Sunday video. Of course, if you're interested, I'll leave a link down below. And Cyberpunk was not really running all that well at like 360p resolution with 20-ish FPS, if I'm not mistaken. But now we got FSR in that game, and I'm really curious to see if it saves the little HD 7970M inside of this beast. So this was a high-end laptop back in 2012. It's 10 years old at this moment. It's actually crazy to think that a 10-year-old laptop can actually launch Cyberbonk. Like, what the hell? So let's get to the desktop now. I just wanted to show you this beast. It's really, really thick, as you can see right there. It doesn't have the battery there, by the way. I removed it. Yeah, let's get into it, shall we? So let's start in MSI Afterburner. We got the AMD Radeon HD 7970M with the Adrenaline 2020-21.5.2 drivers. These are already 1 year old, by the way, because this is an old GPU, 10-year-old GPU. It doesn't support the latest drivers, obviously. These are the clock speeds right here. You can actually check out all of its specs in Tech PowerUp's GPU-Z, and you can see that we got 1280 shaders or shading units, and that's the same as the HD 7870 on the desktop side of things. It's actually the same GPU, but with lower clock speeds because it's in a smaller form factor, of course. Yeah, 2 GB of GDDR5, as you can see right there. Release date of April 2012, so it's 10 years old. This is amazing, guys. I mean, it's amazing that it still actually supports newer titles, but it's probably not going to be playable, though. But anyways, we're pairing it with an i7-3610QM processor with 16 GB of dual-channel 1333 MHz DDR3. And we're starting off at 1080p resolution using the lowest settings, obviously, without any FSR. We're going to test it out here a little bit later. It's probably going to be a game saver for this one. And these are the settings here. Let's go. Hey, Ruth! And at 1080... What? Wait a second. Wait a sec. We're not using any FSR and we're already getting 20 FPS? With a 10-year-old laptop? What? That's insane, dude. What the hell? I mean, 20 FPS is not playable, obviously, but this is native 1080p resolution with such an old laptop. This is crazy. What the heck? It might actually be playable with some FSR. Here, guys. Whoa, okay, I was expecting like 5 FPS or maybe like 10, you know, at maximum. Not 20? What the hell? Can we actually get like an average of 24 for that cinematic experience? That would be interesting, but probably not because it's dropping from 20 right now as we approach the demanding area of the benchmark run. And now near Bob. Oh, I just noticed it. I'm sorry, buddy, that's not Bob, by the way. Bob is right there. This area is intensive because Bob is here. That's it. In GTA 5, Bob is also there in the intensive area. So Bob is always in the intensive areas, making them intensive. Goodbye, Bob. See why it's Cyberbonk, by the way? Yeah, those things happen very, very frequently. This is quite a surprise, actually. Still not playable, as I told you, but let's use some ultra quality FSR now at 1080p. And now we can actually achieve that cinematic frame rate of 24 frames per second. It looks a little bit too bad because, well, it's kind of over-sharpened and you can see a lot of noise in the image with ultra quality FSR. Not terrible, though. I am using a 1080p monitor today to play at 1080p resolution and see how it actually looks for you guys that are also playing at this res. And it's not too bad, you know. I could easily get used to this if I played for like 5 minutes or so. Yeah, and forget that it wasn't really at native resolution. So it does a good job of upscaling the image. It's just that it's not unperceivable like DLSS sometimes. Sometimes DLSS really looks like native resolution. Anyways, 24 FPS average right there, guys. It is actually playable. A lot of people tell me that 25 FPS on average is playable. Unfortunately, it does drop over here because this is also an intensive area, but yeah, we're getting close to playability right now And we haven't even dropped the resolution yet, aside from FSR, of course. That's crazy. Let's see quality FSR now. What the actual hell, dude? Oh my god, we're reaching 30s already. 30 sometimes. It's already dropping a lot. I was just really expecting worse things coming from this laptop, guys. I've had it for so long as well. I made a Sunday video on it like a year ago or so, and it was performing so much worse back then, guys, here in Cyberpunk. So they definitely improved either the drivers, but the drivers aren't really the latest, so maybe not that, or the actual game's performance. And of course, the introduction of FSR is just amazing here, and it saved it for a ton of GPUs like 750 Ti as well. Goodbye, Bob! He's not dead. He's not dead. The only thing that can kill Bob is like an umbrella or something. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna be back for you, Bob. Throwing flashbangs. I don't like it. Let's go. Yeah, still not playable here. I think we really need to drop the resolution to achieve playability because it didn't really change that much compared to Ultra Quality FSR. Balanced maybe not. We're in the 30s. How is this possible? This is a 10-year-old laptop, guys. The 7970M at the time was also the best laptop GPU, I believe. It was a little bit better, like slightly, than the GTX 680M, which competed with this, of course. Yeah, so it was very high-end at the time. A laptop like this would have cost you like, what, $2,000, something like that? If I really put a lot of my time into it and locked the FPS and maybe overclocked the card a little bit, but I don't really recommend it because, well, it's a laptop. Temps will go up by a lot. It would actually be capable of getting 30 FPS, I believe. How many of you expected this kind of performance? I mean, this is crazy, right? Performance FSR starts looking really soft, but now we're getting 30s, guys. We are getting 30s in Cyberpunk. What the heck? Not anymore, though. Not anymore. So it seems like in this area, there is something that is really intensive, and it's just too taxing on this little GPU, although right now it's not really dropping into the 20s that often, or into the lower 20s, I should say. It looks bad, but I think it's still a playable resolution. These visuals still provide you with a playable experience, in my opinion, and it's 30 FPS average. I mean, it's close to what we saw with like the Vega 8, right? Integrated graphics with a 2200G, I believe, although that was CPU bottlenecked actually. That's not terrible. This is also a 100-watt GPU inside of this laptop, by the way. So for a laptop, it's actually doing a good job of cooling it. CPU is quite toasty there. That street is so intensive, by the way. Yeah, almost 90 degrees Celsius on the CPU, but it's not too loud. I expected it to be way louder. I also replaced the thermal paste last week, by the way. Ultra Performance FS. Oh, this is so bad looking, holy crap. Performance was still seeable and kind of playable in a way in terms of the visuals. Yeah, Ultra Performance, I don't consider this playable anymore. It's just a smudgy mess, even at 1080p. Not recommended whatsoever. I think Ultra Performance is like 33% resolution or something like that. At least it was in GTA 5. It is not dropping. We're at 30. Oh, 27. Oh my god, 23. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. Come on. I actually thought we were gonna get 30 plus all of the time. Alright, so I'm gonna disable FSR and the sharpening here now. And we're gonna drop it down to 900p to see how well it does at native 900p resolution and how it looks. It is bad. It is really bad. I remember playing this game when I first tested it in this laptop at 720p using like 50% resolution scaling to achieve 30 FPS on average. It's on fire, it's gonna explode. Okay, just go V. Oh, the FOV is actually so small. I don't like it. Oh boy. Okay, we're good. Well, hello, kind sir. Well, how did you die? Well, okay then. I'm just gonna get your card. This is not theft, right? Because I didn't kill him, or yeah, he's dead, so it's okay. This is bad. After playing at 30 FPS average, this feels pretty rough to me. Although you could get used to it again. I don't recommend it, especially if you get out of the car. It's a first-person shooter, and yeah, these FPS are just terrible for it. Let's see. Ultra Quality FSR at 900p. Still looking alright, but the FPS are still kind of terrible. I'm starting to wonder if we are even gonna get 30 plus at any resolution, even at 720p with FSR, guys, because it doesn't really change that much, you know? Yeah. Alright, let's go here. Ooh, it's dropping so much. And if you crash, it just goes to hell. 22 FPS there. Really bad. You know what? Let's go with the small car. Again, I'm not robbing his car. They're dead, so I don't know. I'm just taking something and taking a buddy with me. See, guys? We got a buddy. It's Jack. It's... Wait, what the heck is that green thing that he had? Oh, some headphones or something. Or maybe like a phone of the future that's always attached to your ear. Doesn't sound healthy for some reason. The radiations and stuff. Anyways, 30 FPS sometimes, it can reach that, but we all know that's gonna drop immensely like this, so not recommended still. Let's go quality FSR now. Start counting our FPS. It didn't change, right? I mean, it's the same as Ultra Quality. It's not really the drivers, because with the R9290, which shares the same... Actually, no, it's not the same architecture, but it's GCN still. It's a GCN card. I installed the NEMAS drivers in that GPU, and in Cyberpunk at least, I think Random Gaming in HD actually made a video on that, comparing the NEMAS drivers, which are modded drivers, with the original drivers. And there were a few games where it actually mattered, but Cyberpunk wasn't one of them. It only increased our FPS by like 1 or 2 in that video, so... I mean, even if you do install the modded drivers here, I don't think it will make a huge difference, honestly. Yeah, it's dropping a lot here. Again, guys, if you don't mind 20-something FPS, it's okay. It's already impressive that this laptop can actually play the game. Especially without it being like a slideshow, right? Because you can see motion here. It's like a movie or something like that. 24 FPS at times. Not bad. Goodbye. How did you manage to get in front of my tiny little car? I would like to know that. Well, at least now, with balanced FSR, we're getting 30 FPS on average there. Not too bad. And in less intensive areas, it doesn't really seem to drop that much from 30. I guess that little area there is also pretty intensive. It always drops there. You know what? If we don't go in that direction... What the heck just happened? Did he die? No, he's good. I'm just chilling here with my boy Jack, okay? It's all good. If I go in this direction instead of the other direction, it shouldn't really drop from 30. Well, never mind. It still drops, especially if you crash. For some reason, if you crash, it drops. What do we have here? Anyways, you know what? With all of that said, I am still here playing the game. I'm still driving around, having a little bit of fun, honestly. We visited Jack as well, and we killed Bob a couple of times already, or once. Yeah, it is not terrible. It's not completely awful. You know, I've had so many worse experiences. GT710 comes to mind. All right, let's go Ultra Performance here just to see how it looks. Terrible, obviously. Yeah, we get 40 sometimes, though. CPU temperatures are going up so much. I'm starting to wonder if the fan is not working properly. It's not affecting the CPU in any way. It's not throttling, you know. It's just getting very much up there, the temperatures. 720p using lowest settings once again. Native resolution. Nice. Getting 30s at native resolution already. It's not getting any more. But yes, around 30 FPS is actually really nice, guys. Not gonna lie. This is way better than I expected. Once again. I thought I could actually break that. All right, let's go this way before we cook our CPU. Now I'm a little bit scared, honestly. it's so high, the temperatures. Holy crap. It must be, like, the fan must not be working properly because I can't hear it with these headphones on. Anyways, 20s once again, as expected. So native 720p resolution is kind of rough still, but not completely awful. What did I do? Okay, let's use Ultra Quality FSR, and at 720p it still doesn't look completely awful, you know? And we are getting 30s. We are actually getting 30s. Of course, if you crash against someone or something, it will lower your FPS for some reason, sometimes. But it is actually playable right now. Holy crap, dude. We were mostly above 30 FPS in that intensive area back there, guys. That's really impressive. Now it's dropping into the 20s, high 20, 29, you know? Not bad, though. It's playable. It's playable, and it looks way better than 50% resolution scaling at 720p, which, again, was what was needed for it to be playable at around these FPS, or maybe slightly lower even, like a year or two ago, maybe. So, very impressive, guys. Still drops a lot there, though, but if you avoid that little street the entire time that you're playing it, well, maybe it's gonna feel great. I mean, it only drops for a couple of seconds, so that's okay, right? And the GPU utilization actually drops as well, so I wonder if the CPU becomes a bottleneck sometimes when we see like mid-20s at these resolutions, because CPU utilization also goes up by a lot in that area right there, and that might be why it is heating up so much, especially at the lower resolution, because it needs to work a little bit more to achieve the frames that we're getting. So yeah, overall, really impressive coming from the 970M, not 7970M. Yes, 970M is my other laptop. I really enjoyed taking a look at it. Let me know if you guys want more tests in this laptop. I know not a lot of people will have it, obviously, in 2022. But it's very interesting to me to take a look at these old beasts, you know? So I enjoyed it here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video as well. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, I love you all. Bye-bye.